Hello and welcome to the CW3 Weekly. This week we have Lauren Del Sarto as our guest, and I'm always so happy to talk to Lauren. Lauren is the founder and publisher of and managing editor of Desert Health News. She unites the Valley's medical and natural healthcare communities, and you have become the leading source here in our Valley. So welcome to the program. So happy to have you here, and I'm super excited to hear from you about, first of all, how you've been doing during this pandemic.
Well, thank you, Bronwyn. Your yoga certainly is helping, but it's been challenging. I will not deny that it's really been taking a toll. As we were discussing earlier, just learning to slow down and focus on one thing at a time and do a lot of deep breathing.
Yes, as we all are navigating through these uncertain times. However, some of this is starting to feel a little bit normal, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but at least I think it's called, just adjusting. And I've noticed that the more that I get out, the better I actually feel, and I don't feel so closed or trapped or suffocated. So I've been telling people to kind of get out a little bit more. But diving into this with you, Lauren, as the publisher of Desert Health News, you have a lot of contributors that give so much to your publication. What have you been learning from your contributors during this time?
Boy, 10 years we've been doing this, and I always learn something new. But this issue specifically is so full of hope and inspiration. The articles that our contributors have brought to the table to help people manage stress, know what foods to eat, know deep breathing exercises. I mean, so many different things, and I'm so grateful for, everybody's contributions. It's a really neat issue.
Well, of course, your publication always has a plethora of information in it. If you could think of, I know you have a new issue that recently came out. Can you tell us maybe, I know all of them are probably your favorite because there's so much information, but maybe there's something that you could pluck out of there for us that kind of just stands right out right now that you could share with our viewers.
Yes, I will, and I'll show you, because the whole inspiring health and hope. And that's really what the whole issue is about. But my favorite one is this: pause and reflect. And it's the good news. It's all the good things that have come out of this pause that we've all been forced to take. And we have things that are happening globally, but we also got a lot of input from readers all over the country to say, what have you found that you've really appreciated and loved out of this time at home? So
that'll lead me to, what have you found for yourself?
Well, I have found, I would say, the self-care. I really have been forced to take care of myself more than I ever had. I don't know if you know, Bronwyn, but I lost my father in March. Mm-hmm. And so with everything going on and that great loss, it's been really challenging for me. So I am starting my mornings with meditation, as I always have, but doing self-yoga, playing beautiful, relaxing music, not starting my workday until 9, ending at 5, and that's not normal for me. And really taking it slow. And I've gotten back to some old hobbies that I used to or enjoyed my whole life that I got away from. So that's been fun. So really being forced to slow down.
Yeah, I know too that you're a horse lover.
Yes,
so
I
have you
am.
been spending any time, even though the weather has been heating up? Have you had an opportunity to enjoy that hobby of yours?
As a matter of fact, that's one thing I did for myself. I started training again, and I am absolutely loving it. Fortunately, the county said that equestrian activities could continue because the horses need to be exercised. So I'm doing that 2 or 3 times a week, and it is just wonderful to get hugs from horses and to get into something that is training. So it's focusing, you have to focus 100%, and it just allows you to shut out everything else that's going on. And then of course, being out in the fresh air, it's just,
Yeah, so that on top of the yoga and the meditation and the taking the time out for more self-care, I mean, that in itself is also therapeutic. So that's a really good reminder, Lauren, and thank you for that, because sometimes we think that, it's the exercise or it's this, or it's like, what are some other therapeutic things that people can do? And for you, it's horses. So maybe it is for somebody else picking up that previous hobby or
right.
something that they've always wanted to do. And that can also be seen as a form of self-care, right?
Absolutely. How many times do we say we don't have enough time for that? That one thing that we absolutely love. We go through life saying that, and before you know it, it's been 7 years since I was doing this. And I'm like, my goodness, where did that time go? So yes, everybody should look at what their heart or their true passion outside of their work. All of us will say our work is our passion, but outside of your work, what is your true passion? And can you get back to that? Can you find time now to fit it into your life?
Yeah, I noticed in the beginning when all of this happened, it was, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I navigate through this? And so then I felt like I was working harder than I was even before, like even having a brick and mortar. I found that I was working harder now, not having it. So did you notice that in the very beginning that you felt like you were working harder, when all this first happened? Now maybe you've kind of seen like you've found, I guess you could say, a new normal.
Yeah, it's a great question. And I still feel like I'm working harder because I feel like, as many people can relate, it feels harder to work because your mind, I tell everybody, I have half a mind left and it's working as hard as it can. But yeah, it still feels really hard. And I think the greatest thing, and this is the intro that I wrote in the new issue, accepting change, and once you can say, okay, I can accept where I am and that there's going to be a learning curve, even with Zoom. How many people have struggled with all of this new technology we've had to learn just to connect? And I know you are a great example of that, bringing a whole brick and mortar business online. And I'm really impressed with all of the practitioners that we work with in Desert Health who have done the same, who have quickly gone to telemedicine or to home delivery. It's just amazing. I'm really impressed with how quickly everybody's gotten over that curve.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Well, we always know that change is very difficult to work through, and most people don't like change. And then here we are as a community, but also the world, having to go through a change, but it's all the same for us. And so to experience this all together, you definitely can't tell someone you don't understand, because we're all going through it.
Yeah.
Even though, some things may be different while some of us have children at home, but, I think that in the long run, will recognize the change for the good. Unfortunately, yes, people got sick and people have passed, and that is devastating. That's very hard to hear of and know, but at the same time, the goodness that will come out of it is that I think it's going to draw everybody actually a lot closer, because I've seen so many people reach out and give, and this is the time where everybody needs somebody, and I haven't noticed anybody retract. It's more, they've been like, how can I help you? So even what you're doing with Desert Health, everything that you contribute in the publication, all of your contributors, they're all that of giving souls and spirits that are allowing a community to still bond together and unite. And so what you're doing, you kept going, Lauren. I'm so proud of you, because I know what you do is very challenging. It's difficult, and you've been able to rein everybody in and continue to, keep everything together. So everybody should definitely be checking in as to what's new in Desert Health. And I know people will be able to click below and or see how to get in touch with you, Lauren. And final words, do you have anything else that you'd like to share with the community?
Well, I do recommend picking up the latest issue, because I know that everyone will find words of inspiration at some point throughout. You can also, of course, read it online, but fortunately, we're at most grocery stores, so we're wherever you shop. So that's great. You can still find us. For everyone out there, just know that we are all in this together. And you feel like it's really hard. Everybody feels like it's really hard. And don't hesitate to reach out when you feel like you need the help. It's been great. One of my fun things that we usually have Desert Health at our clubhouse here, and of course it's closed. So I put out a little thing on our community Facebook that I would, if anybody wanted it, give me their address and I'll deliver it. So we've got the golf cart full of Desert Hells, and everybody has been.
Oh my gosh, going back to those old school ways of delivering paper, even though I know that paper delivery still happens, but the way that you're doing it, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great, Lauren.
Yeah, it's been fun. So.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's always good to hear from you. Yes, everybody pick up that new Desert Health publication, as well as you can always check it out online. So I'm sure we'll be talking again soon, Lauren. Thanks so much again.
Thank you, Bronwyn. So great to see you.
You too. And to everybody else out there, have a great day and stay healthy and well.
Take care.